Hey guys, welcome back to Ebbs and Flows, where we talk about the highs and lows on and off the field. Up here in the sunny Gold Coast today and joined by my friend Jarrod Wallace. Bro, thank you for jumping on.
I appreciate you having me, man. It's good to see you.
Bro, first and foremost, obviously got the utmost respect for you on what you went through on the weekend. I don't know if you're brave or crazy, bro, but let's just talk about the experience. Like, how did it come about?
It was kind of midway through the year. I got a phone call from my old man. He's like, I got a phone call from Gavin Orr, who was, I think, Jason Tomalolo's manager, asked me if I was keen to have another fight. I was like, yeah, like, why not? Like, it'd be good. Like, obviously, we'll get everything kind of sorted, preparing, like, I'm going to fight Jace. I had it all agreed, got the contract through, was ready to sign it. And as I was signing, I got to the last page, and I noticed the fighter that I was fighting for was Nelson. I'm like, they've sent me the wrong contract. Like, that's sweet. I'll let Dad know. No, you can get it sent back to me. And they're like, no, mate. We were going to fight you with Jace, but unfortunately, we've had 30 to 40 contracts that we've sent out to Nelson. They've all not got back to not even one have even responded.
Not even a response.
Not even a response,
oh,
bro.
Wow.
No, so not even a response. So not even like a no, we can't or anything like that. Just not even a response. So me in my, I don't know, like you said, dumb, crazy think of like it'll be sweet. Like
brave.
I'll give the man a fight. Like, I know that he's wanted to fight for 2 or 3 years. He's he's trained and wanted to do it forever. So I was like, yeah, like let's do it. Like it'll be mad. And I think that was the last time I obviously really thought about it until I got in the ring. Actually, no, it was until weigh-in. I was like, I remember him on the field, like when we're all on the field and we're together and stuff, like, yeah, he's big. But I'm like, he's not that big.
Yeah.
And then we stood near him at weigh-in and he got on the scales and I was like, bro, what are you doing? He is not just big, he's huge.
Yeah.
And I'll get on the scales. And they're like, what are you weighing? And I was like, I've been trying to put some weight on, maybe like 112. Like, yeah, sweet. Yeah, you just hit a 111. I'm like, yeah, sweet. So 111, 6'1", sweet. Nelson gets on, and I'm pretty sure he said like 125, 128. And the scales just went poof, went straight to 140. And I was like,
oh, so he weighs 140, bro.
It was 100. I think they told me he was 139.8 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, 139 point. And like to be that big and mobile and agile like he is, like he's a big man, bro.
Yeah.
And his reach, don't worry about Jordan, bro.
Yeah.
Like, reach was huge.
Oh, bro,
but that's kind of how it went. Like I thought I was fighting Jason. Nels just kind of got thrusted on me.
Yeah, but obviously respect for that. You sort of talked about like I was going to roll into that anyway, and I've played against Nelson in the past. And when you go out, you feel it right on a football field because one, you basically played the game your whole life. Yeah. 2, you got some guys around you as well. What was the big differences between rugby league and boxing? And I've heard guys talk about boxing and they say it's almost more exciting because you can only rely on yourself when you walk out. Yeah. It's all about you. But I've also heard the other side when you jump in the ring is like, look around, you don't got your boys with you. What was the big differences, bro?
Yeah, when you're on the field, obviously, you have that kind of 12 other players. So like, if you make like, a little stuff up or something like that, someone's there to cover you and you can do that. But, in boxing, it's kind of very isolating. Like I actually had a really good team behind me and we trained the whole time together. We did everything together. We did recovery together, everything. And then, on the night you get up there, I sat down, we had dinner, we're always together and stuff like that. And then you forget how actually like isolating boxing is. Like when you're boxing and it's just you and it's only one-on-one, the mentality you have to have is so different. And I think I forgot about that because even though I knew that I wasn't in my team, I still had such a great team behind me. And then, you get in the ring and, it's just every little thing that you do, it has to be like perfect because if you don't, they just make you pay for it. And now, and that was what my thing was, is I can't stuff up because if I do, Nelson,
it's a big consequence.
It's a big consequence. And a few times it happened, in the fight. And I didn't even realise, like, a few times, like, you know, where I'd got hit or something like that, like because it all happens so fast too, and you have like a split second. So I think the difference is like you end up you feel very isolated, and you feel very like it's all on you, like, yeah. Because I also didn't want to let my team down. I remember, you know, after the fight got stopped and I knew I'd lost and stuff, I just turned to my trainer and that, and I was just like, "Fuck, I'm sorry." And he's like, "What are you sorry for?" I was like, "Well, yeah, because I let you down." He just looked at me and goes, "Shut up!" Like, you didn't let me down, like, because that was my thing. Because my mentality is still, I'm a team first person. You know, that's what I've always grown up to be. So like, that was my thing, is that I still let my team down even though I lost. So I think that's the biggest difference. It's like you go from a team thing to being very isolated and just kind of one out mentality.
All right, so he clips you. Do you remember that? Or is it like, you know, in footy and you get like sort of those head knocks, is it a similar feel? Because, bro, an uppercut, and especially from him, that's a scary thought.
So I don't. So I know, and I swear to God, this is what I thought happened. So in my game plan, he's so big, bro.
Get inside.
We get inside and get in, and if you get in there, get in fast, because don't give him the reach, don't do it. You know, throw a double jab so he's kind of on the little bit back foot, get in tight and just stay there. So I've kind of come in, and like what I thought I'd done was like that I tripped over, and then I bounced straight back up, and I was like, "No, I'm sweet." The rest, like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, mate, I'm sweet. I tripped over," and he just kind of giggled, like, "No, you didn't." I was looking at the ref. I was like, "Mate, I swear to God, I'm sweet. I fell over." Anyway, so we like had the rest of the fight, like, I'm sweet. And then after, they're like, "Bro, how did you get up from that?" I'm like, "From what?" And they're like, "That first uppercut." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, they showed me, and I was like, "Holy!" I swear to God, I thought I tripped over, but I reckon I probably just tripped over my feet after getting put in space from the uppercut from Nels. So.
Yeah, it's scary, huh? How strong he is. Do you see a future in boxing for him?
Oh, for him, 100%. I know it runs in his family, and I know, you know, and that's what, like, I caught up with him after the fight, and
I saw that post he done about you, bro. That's cool.
Like, yeah, it is, and I've got so much respect for him, even more after the fight, for what he did after the fight than he did in the fight. Like, the first thing he did, he come up to me, my team, he, you know, gave us all a cuddle, said thank you, but he went up to my partner and and gave her a cuddle and said thank you for letting your man like get in and do that. Like, no one wanted to do it, and you let your man, because he obviously had seen the newspaper article about my baby and what I went through and how hard it was to do it, and he just said, like, I don't know why you did it, but like, thank you. And that is the respect I have for him, even more now than the boxing part. But I know that it runs in his, you know, his family, his blood, and that's what he wants to do. And he literally said to me after, he goes, "Bro, if I lost that, I would have had nothing after footy." Because, you know, like, that's what he wants to do, which is fair.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably like one of the biggest things for me. It's, I don't want to box. No. Like, I'm literally just did it for a challenge, to get fit, to train, to show my kids that, you know, you don't have to do just one thing in life. Like, you can have so many different opportunities, and when they come up, you just take them. Even if it is against the biggest guy in Australia, you just, you know, you get out and you do it. But that's what he wants to do. And, bro, for how big he is and how mobile he is, like, you know, and how hard he trained, like, and he probably would have only realistically been able to train maybe one or 2 weeks properly, because he made the semis almost all the way through. So to still have that agility and boxing and skill, like, a massive future, I reckon. A massive future.
Is it hard, like, obviously, like, I played football, and say like playing a half and you go into the line and someone hits you a little bit late, and people that don't play the game, they're like, does that like fuck you off? Yeah. And I watch like AFL, and they're all like niggly and elbowing people, stuff like that. In boxing, when you get clipped, is it hard to like keep your temperament?
I think so. That was my trainer's biggest thing, was emotion. Don't show it, because it's like footy. If you get hurt and I show that to you, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're coming straight at me. I'm getting spotted. But like, it's emotion. If you get clipped and then you get angry and then you go and throw everything in, you're actually going to make you're going to throw all the energy and use more energy than you should. So every time and I'm like, obviously played footy, you know, professionally, 15 years, you know, my emotion and my patience and all that's it's real high now. Like no one can
Kids?
Kids, mate. My patience and emotions went straight through the floor when I had kids. Mate, they teach you patience and calmness real quick. I tell you that. But so in that sense, like it didn't worry me when I got clipped. I just in my head, I was just like, oh, well, don't do that again. Yeah, or keep this, this arm, like this hand up, or do this. And there was a few times where like he hit me, and he got me like good. And I actually, like I said to him, I was like, good shot.
Yeah.
But in my head, like, yeah, it stung me a bit. But like, I'm not giving that back to him.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yeah, good shot, because in his head, he's thinking, fuck, I threw everything into that, and it done hurt him. But I'm not showing him that he hurt me. Like I'm on one leg, and I've got both eyes that way. One eye right, one eye left. Yeah. But don't show that. And I remember my trainer, like especially in sparring and stuff like that, like don't get emotional, because there was one day I did 6 rounds. I did 2 with like Big Dempsey McKean. He's like up there with like Anthony Joshua and stuff like that. He's a real good mate of mine. So he come in, did some sparring with me, did 2 with him. I did 2 with another young guy who's fighting this Saturday as a weapon, and then another younger guy than that. And there was kind of 3, like it was like heavyweight, kind of like cruiserweight, and light. I don't even know what the other fellow was. And I remember getting through with them 2, and then in the last one, because I was so tired and I couldn't like keep my hands up, bro. Like this young fellow was just punching the piss out of me, like just so quick. I couldn't do it. And I was getting so angry because I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I could see. And like all I wanted to do, because he was punching me, was just knocking me out. And I was getting, every time I'd do something, like I'd miss, and he'd just go whack whack straight back, and I was getting even more. And I remember going in on the first round with him. My coach is like, "Settle down. Like, why are you angry? Like, I know why you are, but like, what are you doing?" And I was just like I understand, because I did 4 rounds before that one, and I got through it sweet. But then that one where I like was tired and I let the emotion get to me, I was more tired in that 5th round than I was in the first 4.
Is the hardest part of your boxing training, so if you think of the worst time that you've ever got to, is that harder than your hardest training from rugby league that you've ever got to, like your toughest preseason army camp or anything along those lines?
I think so different, eh?
Is
so
it?
different,
Yeah, okay. So you can't really compare them?
Nah, because the thing, so we did a lot of like, so my biggest thing, especially earlier, was get fit, like train, get through rounds, those assault bikes. My coach smoked me on there, especially the first one, like after the week off with Mad Monday.
Why are they so hard?
I don't know, but get rid of them. Whoever come up with them is crazier than I am, bro, because they are the stupidest bikes I've ever been on. Like, they're ridiculous. And I got on that, and Dad said 3 rounds in, I was spewing all through the bucket. Like, and I've never spewed before. Like, I'm not a spewer. Like, you can throw anything at me. The Mad Monday got me a beauty, I can tell you that. And then I just like remember getting through that, and then getting on the pads, and just like in my head, I'm like, I'm not that tired, but like my body and my arms are like, I can't lift them and stuff like that. And then on the Thursday, we went to a track session, because like just change it up, change of scenery, go and run laps, go, sprints, all that sort of stuff. And it was real footy based, and I was doing it with my team. And it was funny because when we were all boxing, I looked like I'd never trained like a day in my life, and they were all sweet. And we get on the track, and I was barely puffing, barely sweating. Like barely do it, because that was my thing, and that's not theirs, where they were all like cooked, like they couldn't run, they couldn't do anything. Like, it's just so different. Like, you put me on a running field, I can run for days. You put us in a, I suppose, especially me being a front row, short stints, powerful, like that sort of stuff. I'm not built for that. I'm not used to it. So it was very different, which was good, which is why I wanted the challenge, and why I suppose when you go and do boxing and in the off season with footy, you come back so fit.
Yeah, I remember Sonny talking about that, like some of the skill sets that he learned from there, especially around like skipping and footwork and the sort of stuff that you can carry. Like he was talking about when he goes into the line, he can shuffle his feet like a little bit quicker and get underneath people. It makes sense. Yeah,
definitely so many similarities to boxing and footy for sure. And like agility on your feet, having to move. I just like my biggest thing was being able to like my upper body, bro, being able to move and my neck and try and like get out of the way of punches and stuff like that, because in footy I'm just so like straight and I'm just stiff, like
north
just,
south,
south, like that's it. And then all of a sudden I'm being told to like twist, like my neck and shoulders don't even do that after 15 years of footy. Do you know what I mean? Of tackling.
After learning that, round one, you're going to start throwing like the little no-lookers and shit.
Right. Wayne's going to go back. I'm going to have this. Well, I did have movement before I copped that uppercut from Nels, but I did have some nice movement in my upper body. But no, like there's just so many similarities, but it's so different at the same time. But I reckon it gives you this mentality and this toughness that like is what I want to go back in, which is kind of what I wanted to do, because I did it for the reason too of like when you were playing footy and you're doing it over and over, week in, week out, day in, day out, you don't get complacent or anything, but you get I feel you get a little bit like stale. Does that make sense? Like, you know, when you're in business and you're doing the same thing all the time, you want to change up, you want to do different, and then to go back to what you were doing. That was my thing this time. I did it 5 years ago, and I remember coming back after that fight. I had like the sickest year ever because I was so fit. I got real light, like it was mad. So my thing was I had a good year of footy last year. Now I got to change it up to be better again. So that was why I took the fight.
I love that, bro. And you see like a lot of like, say, wind us back 10 years. You look at our off season. It's like 8 weeks. I'd be away for 6 weeks. And it'd be 2 weeks in Bali, 4 weeks in America. It's changing so much, And you see it with the young generation coming through. They're not fucking off and getting on the piss for 6 weeks. They're still training shit. It's a big change, isn't it?
Well, bro, there's like I see those young guys like, and I tell them you got to have the balance of it though, because bro, when we're there every day, like it's a long season. Like we're November 1 till early October, late September, early September. You get 2 weeks off for buys, or like maybe 3. I think we got last year. But you don't get all the time off. Like coaches will still make you train. Wayne was the best, man. It was the first time ever where one of the weeks we got the whole 7 days off.
Wow.
And I was like waiting for like a text message like, sucker, got you some beauty, like come back in.
You got to hit this test first.
Yeah, you got this test first, exactly. Like that was what I was waiting for. But he actually gave us a whole week off, which is good. And I feel like young guys have got to find that balance. It's like, yes, you got to keep training. Yes, you got to go back fit and stuff like that. But you got to get away from footy. You got to enjoy some family time. Yeah, if you're single and that, go on a holiday and look after yourself, because when you get back, there's nothing else but footy. And unfortunately there's no more time for anything else. Like even family time and stuff like that, it's hard because like we're always away, we're always training. You come back from preseason, you're a bit overweight or whatever, you got to train Saturday, so you get like 1 day off and then you're back into it Monday. You still got to find the balance of training and that, like, and working hard, but finding the time to be able to spend it with your family, go on a holiday and stuff like that. So because it's a long season, bro. And it's only getting longer. It got longer. I'm thinking about
now. The boys are about to go play some like rep footy and stuff now too. So it's just dragging out.
Well, and that's it. Like I think they have 2 or 3 weeks off there. They get back into training, go and play that, and then they'll have another couple of weeks off, and then be back in January. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and you see why, like guys like playing that do it year in, year out. And it kind of works them down in the sense of like, the bodies are sweet, but it's just emotionally and mentally tiring because it takes so much out of you.
Yeah, Quade was saying the other day, like when you look at them physically, they look like great specimens, but you're always carrying something. You're always injured, always playing shit like that. You know what I mean?
Bro, if I can play a game at anything probably over 75%, 75% fit, like I'm laughing. That's sweet because like I remember, I think it was 2017. I'd just come from Bronx at Titans. I had osteitis pubis.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not getting my groins cut this year because I need to be ready for this season. Like, I need to be raring to go. But I'd also done my AC, and it was real bad. I had like a 4 or 5 centimeter gap in my AC.
Walking like that and your hips were all tight.
Yeah, it was so cool. I ended up like the whole preseason barely trained, barely did anything, but just try to get through. And then I would play a game, wouldn't train all week until captain's run just to make sure my body was sweet. And then I'd play again, and then I'd cook again, like that. And I just remember like there was about 6 or 8 weeks in the back end of the season, I was getting 9 needles, like pain injection needles, to try and just be right for the game.
Scary.
You know what I mean? So if I can be 70 to 75% fit without without needles or stuff like that, like, bro, I'm laughing. That's sick. Especially as a front rower, like you're never going to be sweet.
Never.
Like, you have to come off the back fence every day. You know, you're getting beat up every day. Our wrestling sessions are so much harder than the backs. You know, like you're just getting bashed week in, week out. Guys are trying to take your head off. Like you're never sweet. You know what I mean?
Sorry, just to wind back to the boxing thing. Obviously, when you watch people walk out, I was a big wrestling fan growing up, and I watched The Rock walk out a couple of weeks ago, and just how excited I got about that. What was that experience like? Walking it out with the like entrance music, family watching, you're on your own, compared to something like playing at Suncorp, playing Origin.
Yeah, it's very like it's similar in the sense that you get that mad like
buzz,
rush and that buzz, like it was sick. Because they're like, what walkout song do you want? What walkout song do you want? I was like, I don't know. Like, I love music, but I love all music, like except for screamo. I want to be able to understand it. You know what I mean? But I love all music, so I'm just like, you know what, you guys just pick something for the crowd, so that the crowd can like pump up and stuff. And I remember I gave it to my trainer. He goes, "Yeah, I got you." And I was like, "What is it?" And he goes, "Just wait, you'll see."
Oh, so you didn't know?
Nah. And then the day of the thing, one of the guys actually told me, he goes, "Oh, the Vangabus, like that's sick. That's a wood." I was like, "Oh, you're the best." And then when it come out, we like stand there and it started playing, and me and my trainer just looked at each other, just started giggling. We're just laughing, and like the crowd started pumping up, which was good. That's what we wanted. Like, yeah, because I wasn't going to come out to anything like hectic, like doom and gloom, like, you know, like Rocky type stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, because that's not me either. Like, I want to have fun. I want to party and have a good time. And I want everyone, like, even if I was to lose, I wanted everyone to enjoy the fight and just and have fun. So like that walkout and the music and the crowd was pumping and everyone was dancing and singing and stuff like that. My trainer's like, you know, have fun with the dance and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, all right. I was like, how do I dance in clubs and stuff? And I'm like, I'm just big front row. I'm like awkward as like, I can't
got a bit of head movement now, bro.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, I just like wobble like that. And so I remember walking out, and like that was sick, and then all eyes are on you, which is cool. Like that's a cool feeling. But not like, I still don't think anything can ever beat like a packed Suncorp stadium. You know, the fireworks are going off and the crowd's going ballistic. You know, and the whole team's running out together. Like, I still think that that's my favourite, but they're very similar.
Yeah. Better than running out at Seabus on a random Sunday.
when we used to get some big crowds there, bro, Seabus.
You need to be playing the Warriors, bro. Too many Kiwis up in the goal.
Even at Redcliffe and at Bronx Road, when we were never the home team. You know what I mean? Like at Suncorp and at Seabus, we were never the home team. When you played the Wires, bro, they're the home team. It doesn't matter who it is, and I love that because like the passion and the footy, like with the Wars and that, when you come over, like they're so ruthless and like you're not the home team even though you are, but they're still so like loving and genuine and stuff like that. You know, you go to Sydney to some away teams and stuff like that, and they're ruthless and it's hostile, which I love both. Like that's why we play footy. We love the rivalries and stuff like that. But
yeah, people don't understand boos are just as good as cheers.
100%.
People don't boo nobodies.
No.
But when Queensland run out of New South Wales and they get in boos, it's just as good as cheering the Sun.
100%.
Not as good, but not far off.
No, and I remember when I played that second Origin, my first Origin, but we played down there and we got booed in front of 105,000 fans. It was just as good as a scream and a cheer, bro. It was mad. But yeah, no, Suncorp, like full crowds, man.
One thing I really like about boxing, and I know it doesn't really transfer to football just yet, but I think over time it will, is the like theatrics around it, and like the sort of the media and people sort of building their own fights up, and they have to because it sort of helps sell fights. You know what I mean? Did you enjoy that side of it?
Yeah, I did, but I was also in the sense of like I didn't know what I was going to do. Because like that's what everyone, like I'm obviously, I'm a big fan of boxing and I watch all the fights and MMA and stuff, and it's cutthroat and it's ruthless, and people are like, you know, what are you going to do and all that, and I'm like, bro, that's not me. Like even in footy, like I don't talk shit. Like I'm like the loving good fella like that, and yeah, like I like throwing a bit of banter and shade and stuff, but it's never like what they do.
Yeah.
And we got up there and Justin Hodges and Matty Cooper, they're kind of going at it and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, this is sick. And then I remember they asked me a question and we kind of spoke, and they actually, like, I think they kind of stuffed up our press conference. They were meant to ask us a few questions. They only asked us one. So, like, we got asked, like, how's camp, how's all this sort of stuff? And it's like, yeah, it's been really good. And then they go, all right, sweet, straight to the next one.
Okay, yeah.
And then even if they were meant to do that, they were meant to come back to us and kind of go bounce off each other.
Yeah, normally you just go outside in, don't you?
Yeah,
And
exactly. And they didn't do that. And so that we didn't have an opportunity to have the banter and stuff like that, which was cool. But I remember at Wayne Day, and I spoke to Nelson about this after, and his team too. And we're in Wayne Day, and like they spoke to me, and I'm like, "Yep, sweet." Like, and then he comes in, and he's just like, like, I'm gonna knock this fucker out, And I was like, bro, I'm white for one, but two, like I was like, bro, like you can't say that. Like, cause in my head, like footy too, I was like, you can't say that. But then people are like, nah, this is boxing. You can say it. And I spoke to him after. I was like, did you get any backlash from stuff like that? And he goes, nah, I didn't. But I was shitting my pants because I thought I was going to.
Yeah, just from being from a football scenario.
Yeah, just from this football scenario. So I don't think, as much as we all wanted to go at each other and stuff like that, I don't think we were prepared enough to do it as a fighting way because we're not used to that. That's not our background of it, because when you want to go against a team in footy ways, you want to talk them up and talk you down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You want to talk
especially
them
coming
up.
from Wayne Bennett
100%.
too.
Even if you're going to smoke them, like if you're going to
there's no
put
easy
40,
games in the NRL.
There's no easy games, but you want to talk them up and you want to talk your team down so you're not the favourite, not that. So, but in boxing, it's like you might know that you're going to lose, but you're going to talk shit like you're going to win. But none of us had that in it. Benny Hannett, like Benny Hannett's the nicest bloody person ever. What's he going to say?
Yeah.
What am I going to say, sort of thing.
And James is a nice dude as well.
Yeah, Junior, bro. Me and Junior were sitting there laughing, and Benny spoke, and then Junior just looks at me. He goes, "How do I back that up?" I was like, "I don't know, bro. Like, no one can back up Benny Hannett because he just throws everything at you, and just he's so like." Smart and knows how to talk to a camera and stuff like that. And Junior was like, I can't repeat like anything he just said. I was like, just you're gonna knock him out. We just started giggling, bro. Like because anytime we spoke about stuff like that, we just laughed. So it was. I thought it was going to be a lot more hectic and that, but I think because there was a lot more football cards and stuff like that, we didn't have that in us.
Yeah.
So. And there was like the genuine hate. I think there's a genuine hate when you box people, and those they're coming for your title and stuff like that. But when it's two football fighters, like I had no hate for Nelson. We never had any beef on the field. We have no beef on or off the field. So like, what was I gonna say? So.
Tavita Pangai, obviously his press conference went a little bit viral. Yeah. We shared it as well. Did you agree what he had to say with? Don't need halfbacks telling you what to do.
100% I agree with that shit. But in saying that, like, I'm not sure. I don't know if you see me play footy. I like to think like I'm a half.
Yeah, you got some skill about you, bro.
I was like, I probably had to pipe down because he's probably talking
you're stuck
about
between
me.
the middle.
Yeah, he's probably talking about me. But we all had it. It was funny when he said it. Because we were all front rowers. Oh, except for the Hodgie and Coops. We all just giggled and laughed, you know what I mean? We're like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, stuff these halfbacks, you know what I mean? Like,
do you know who's going to have a tough year next year? Mitchy Moses. Because he had Reggie and Jones. Get me far post.
Yeah, that's right. Off. We'll get Tavita on you, bro. But no, we all just laughed and had a good giggle because I suppose, like, I understand where he's coming from. Like, football, you do get told a bit, like you get told where to be, you get told what to eat, you get told what to do and train, what to dress, the times of what you got to do and stuff like that. So I get where he's coming from, but that's footy. Like that's what you sign and that's what you play for.
It was one of because I was never going to be a superstar. I was always sort of that sort of backup half and like played some good games, whatever. But like that was the thing for me that felt the most restricting. That I couldn't say what I wanted, and I'm not going to say anything outlandish, but I felt at the time super trapped in that certain environment. And that's why I wanted to leave. And
I do understand. Like I do understand that because it is. You have to be careful with what you say every minute or every day. Like, and I'm like. I put up a post on my Instagram a little while ago of me and the missus, and we were mucking around. And she actually told me, she actually was like, I was going to write something real cute, and then she goes, "Don't do that. That's gross, like mucking around." And I was like, "Well, how about I'll write this?" She goes, "Yeah, that's funny, like mucking around." And bro,
what was the caption again?
So it was just like it was at the charity ball, and it was just like. What was it like? My beautiful wife looking, gorgeous, being pregnant, blah, 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 but she looks better doing the washing. like mucking around. And to us, bro, we were giggling.
There's a girl laughing in the background too.
Yeah, she's like, I'm coming for you.
Who's this chauvinist pig?
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? And like, it was like, because we always joke around, because we've just always got so much washing and that, because we've got 4 kids, and now 5, footy gear and that all the time. Like we just always feel like we're always washing. Like there's one of us always in there, bloody putting stuff in the washing machine, putting stuff in the dryer, whatever it is. And we were just making a lighthearted joke between each other, but like people just took it so gnarly, bro. Like so wild. Like to the point where we had to get the cops involved, and people got charged, and like it was so gnarly, bro. Like it was, my partner was getting death threats. I was getting death threats, and like all this sort of stuff. But like you have to second guess everything you say, or watch everything you say, because someone might not like it, or someone might take offense to it. And I'm not saying that like people are too soft or anything like that, but like people, like they're very happy to sit there and attack you as soon as you can, but like, even if they don't understand what the post is or what the saying is or the meaning behind it, they'll just attack you straight away.
And it's kind of like a herd mentality too, isn't it? Like, as soon as you, like, obviously, like ATR, we've copped plenty of hate over the past couple of years. And same thing happened with Simi last year, where he sort of made that trans joke and it went viral on TikTok and they picked it up. Same thing, like our whole, we were getting death threats. And
that's exactly right, bro. As soon as one person does it, people just jump on board just to do it. And that's why, like, on my social media, bro, like, I get hit up and stuff all the time, like, and get hammered, like, for doing something dumb, or if I do a flick pass and it comes off, I'm the best person in the world. Everyone loves it. If I do one and it doesn't, I got 10 messages in my inbox calling me a bum, I should retire. I'm a lemon, all this sort of stuff. I take it and then like roll it with them. I'm like, like, I can't believe I threw that though. Like, can't wait to get sprayed by weight. I make it lighthearted and a joke because it doesn't affect me. Yeah, bro. I've seen guys like affect them so much and like want to retire like after like a year of footy because they can't handle that, and they can't cop the criticism and the newspapers coming at them and being scrutinized by the social media and stuff all the time. So like it's hard, and I get why he said it, why he wanted to do it. But that was a good press conference. Like I enjoyed that because apparently Frankie, the guy that he was fighting, started like a Facebook or something, or he had a Facebook and he was like talking a bit of shit, and then him and Tavita were like going at each other, but like they had a genuine kind of hate and beef for each other, so they could do that. But because I remember when Tavita started going, I looked at Junior, and Junior goes, bro, his eyes just twitched. And Tavita just had this, like, we were like, this is going to happen. And we just sat back, popcorn drinks, like ready to watch the show. Do you know what I mean? Like, Tavita was just so ready for it. And he was so emotional about it. Like, it was always going to kick off.
Like, I've been watching him speak a little bit, and obviously I don't know him personally, but I remember, like, it reminds me back in the day. Do you remember when Sonny Bill left league? Yeah. Like, we would have been around the same age, and like just how he sort of had that angry frustration in his voice. And I remember he done that interview over in France, and like, and I didn't get it at the time because I hadn't played NRL, and like to me that was like one of the saddest days. SB Dub just left. But I remember him saying in that interview, like, oh, they just treat us like cattle. They don't care about us, and like obviously that was like a boxing fight. He's trying to sell things, but you can still hear that sort of underlying tone of anger within football around what we were just talking about, bro. Like being told what to do all the time and where to be and how to act and how to dress. Like I can sort of hear that in his voice. And I'm just speculating. I don't fucking know.
No, and I do, and I think that's what I think because he is a big name. Don't get me wrong, he's a big name. He went down the dogs too got big money, which unfortunately, as soon as you get big money in football,
can't make a mistake.
You can't make a mistake. Like you have to be Cam Smith to perfect every time. Like don't put a foot out of place. And unfortunately, like Tavita, he doesn't Tavita's Tavita. You get what you get. He's a good fella. He's a nice, genuine guy. I did heaps of sparring with him, played with him at the Bronx. He's a good kid, but like he wants to be able to play footy or box and have none of the behind the scenes stuff, which unfortunately you don't get that.
Because if we don't, the other side of it is if we don't have that, we don't have commercial success.
Exactly, we don't have money. We don't have the rest of it. So like, even though like he didn't like it, he was also one of the guys because he would kind of kick back and fight back, that kind of made it worse for him, because then the media and that would, or the social media would kind of latch onto him, like, yeah, we're going to get a rise out of him, we're going to get this and stuff like that. Yeah, but he is. I think he generally is, like, he's just. I think he's also upset and sad, like, because I know he says that he didn't want to play footy and stuff, but he did. He was a lover of the game. He loves it. He loved it, and he was so good at it, and he was a freak. When he was on, man, like, no one could stop him. He was a beast. Like, we seen him take on Tom Lolo that day at Suncorp. You know what I mean? When he's on, he's on.
Yeah, he was coming out the line for him. You know what I mean? He was after him.
Exactly, and when that's the thing, when he's on, he's the guy that you want to play with. You want that fella next to you. The only problem with him is because of his emotion and stuff like that. You didn't know what you were going to get with him and stuff like that. And I get that was probably why he was, like, the frustration and the emotion and all that in it with Tavita.
And you can't, like, if you're a guy like me who's a half, you can't even half pull him up too, because he'll probably knock you out.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. When I played with him, Benny Hunt and Milford were, like, the two, like, best at the time, and Wayne was the coach. So they didn't even have to tell him anything, because Wayne used to hammer him. So yeah, I don't know what he was like after that.
It's nice when the coach got your back when you're a half, man.
Yeah, exactly. Wayne used to have their backs fully. So,
but did he take a swing at Josh Maguire at training one time? That footage sort of leaked. Was that him?
Nah, that was another guy. I can't remember his name. He Moose was getting a bit grubby at training. That was captain's run too, I think, bro. So we were, like, getting ready to play a game the next day, and Moose, like, did something and, like, got a bit, like, Moose couldn't handle his emotion either. As soon as something kicked off, it was just all or nothing, like, taking heads off. Like, there was nothing. Moose couldn't handle his emotion either. And he did something at captain's run, and this fella just got up and they just started throwing hands, and Moose was just like, what the hell? Like, they were going at it. We're all sitting there giggling and laughing, because, like, it happens in footy. Like, we're all competitors. You all go hard at each other and stuff like that. But there's always that one person that don't not to.
Yeah.
And Tavita would be definitely one that you don't want to, like, get push too far past that point, for sure.
When you're in the football room, you look around and you can tell by their eyes if they're going to flog you or not.
Yeah.
If they get you now, watch out, Mad Monday.
yeah, that's it. If they get it now, you just know that there's going to be that time on Mad Monday where someone's getting called out. There's going to be a wrestle, and then that wrestle, is going to end up in a half a punch on, because the wrestle never bloody, is just as easy as I guess it should be. So,
Redcliffe, obviously, bro, I was a doubter. People when they announced they were going to bring another team in, I thought there was too many games. I don't think there was enough playing talent. Obviously, you guys put together a team. Same thing, bro. I was a doubter. I was like, go for the Roosters as well.
One of those guys.
Yeah, no, I just was, bro. I was looking at your team and I was just like, good 17, but if 2 people, 3 people go down, it starts to look like a little bit bleak. But in my eyes, I feel like the Redcliffe experiment has been a success. You leaving the Titans to go there, what was that like? Were you just looking for something a little bit more fresh, the same way you talk about boxing, bit of a freshen up? Is that what it was for you?
Yeah, for me to leave the Titans, it was just I needed, like, a refresh. Like, we'd been through so much at the Titans. We got wooden spoon a couple of times. We've gone through 3 coaches. Like, it was hard. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved every minute of it, and I loved the players, I loved the club, and I loved everything about it. But I needed change, because, like, I just felt myself just kind of falling into this hole of I didn't want to go to footy anymore. I didn't want to train. I didn't want to play. I was just there purely because I knew I couldn't let the boys down. That was my mentality at one stage. Like, I didn't want to train or anything like that. So, but if I didn't, I'd let them down. And that's my one thing, is I'll never let them down. So when Redcliffe came into the comp, I was like, oh, that's a good change. It's only just up the road too, so I don't have to move my family or anything that far. And, the presence of Redcliffe, of what they'd done in the Q Cup and before that, like, I was like, that would be sick to go on.
And financially, they're a really successful club, aren't they?
Well, I think when they came in, they were I wouldn't say, like, richest in money, but I think asset rich club I think I remember reading that in the paper that in Queensland, and they just come in because they're very smart, and they've done some very good things, like with the Leagues Club, that they got the big Coles and the shopping centre there, and they own all of that. So they've been really good. So to be able to go up there and be a foundation player in a brand new club, I was like, that's what I want. That's what I need. And yeah, because when you go and play at a club, and you would have known that, and you go, the old boys come in, and like I remember at Titans, Presto, Scotty Prince, all those boys that come in, they talk about when they got to start the foundation of the Titans. And I was like, that's what I want to be able to build at Redcliffe. And that was the reason why I wanted to be there. And then when Wayne signed, I remember ringing my manager and being like, if you don't get me to this club, like, I will sack you. And he wrote back to me, he's like, ha. And I'm like, no, I swear to God, you're done if you don't get me there. Yeah. He goes, I'll see what I can do. And I remember laying in bed, and I can't remember we had a long weekend. We actually had a bit of a big night, me and the missus and a few of the boys had got on the piss, and I was laying in bed and I was hungover and I looked next to my phone was ringing. I looked over, I wasn't even going to answer it, and I seen Wayne Bennett come off on my phone.
Has he got the same number?
Same number, yeah. He's got the same number from like 1940. He's still got the Nokia and everything. And it pulls out the satellite. And he rings me. He goes, "What are you doing next year?" I was like, "I don't know yet." And he goes, "I want you to come play for me." I said, "Send me through the contract and I'll come." Yeah. 3-minute phone calls, all it was. And apart from that was all the football chat it was. And he just asked. Apart from that, he asked me how I was going.
I've heard that about him. Like, I think one of the greatest awesomes about him is like he just talks more about what you're doing off the field than on the field, and it makes you want to play for him. Yeah,
yeah. Well, and he because we'd played together at the Bronx, and he'd coached me at the Bronx, and he revitalised my career at the Bronx too. Because in 2012, 13, 14 under Hook, I'd only played, I think it was about 12 games or something in 3 years, or 8 games in 3 years.
That can rattle the confidence.
Oh, the confidence was shot, bro. In 2014, I was number 14, and I was going for the most consecutive games of being on the bench and not getting on the field. Bro, no one wants that record, bro. Give me any record. I don't care. Like, most knockouts in one game, like getting knocked out or something.
Did you get touched up after a game as well?
Yeah. Oh, no, because then I'd have to go back and play for North.
Oh, okay.
So, I would prepare like I was playing, and then I'd go and play for North. So, it was all right. But, bro, most consecutive in a row. So, my confidence was gone. Thank God I got on, in the 4th game. And Jamie Bureau actually still holds that record for 4 in a row or 3 in a row. So, thank God for that.
Shout out, JB.
Yeah. And I just remember the whole year, man. I was just so, I'd get on for, 3 minutes. And it'd be, the last 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Or, I'd get on for 15, and then that was it, and my confidence is gone as a player, in cucumber. I mean, in first grade, and I was like maybe I'm just not maybe I'm not built to play for NRL and stuff like that, because I go back and play Carp and I play 70 minutes and I'd kill it and stuff like that, and then go and play first grade. I was like, maybe I'm not built for this. Anyways, got my shoulder done leading into that 15 year, and Wayne was coming, and I remember just shitting my pants. I was like, one, because it's Wayne, but two, it was my last year, and I remember them coming, he's going to come do a clean out, and blah, 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 and a few guys had been moved on, and I was like, fuck, this is going to be me. And he come in and didn't speak to me, didn't do anything, because what I didn't know at the time too, Wayne doesn't come into training or football until January. Yeah. So that's his thing. He sits back and watches from a distance and watches all the sessions from a distance, but doesn't actually come in.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's his thing, because it's not even that it's his presence, but it's just there's no football before Christmas type of thing. So all the assistant coaches do the footy and or you do all your fitness with your trainers and stuff. So I was like, oh, well, what am I in for? And I remember getting in after Christmas, and we trained and all that, and I'd have my shoulder done, and I was like, fuck, am I going to play? I'm not too sure. Anyways, round 1 comes around. I didn't get picked because I'd just come back from my shoulder. Played North, done all right. And I'm sitting in the team round 2. James Gavay done his ACL. Yep. And he's like, oh, well, I got to pick you this week, but you got 1 week to prove yourself, or you're gone. And I was like, what the hell,
exactly what you wanted.
It's exactly what I wanted and needed.
Okay, that was my next question. Do you reckon he said that to you because it was you and he understood who you were? Because I don't feel like he'd say that to everyone.
No, 100%, because he did it with Cody straight away after. He goes to Cody Nicarima, you got 4 weeks to prove yourself or you're gone. And I remember looking around, I was like, how come you got fucking 4 weeks and I get 1? But it was because he knew how he could talk to me and talk to Cody and talk to other players and stuff like that, because he knows how each individual ticks, and he knows what to say. He knows if you need to baby someone or give him a bit of a cuddle. Knows if you need a rocket, and that's what makes him the best coach. It's not because he's like, don't get me wrong. Mate, I remember one day he woke up and he's like, I had this dream last night. I woke up at 3 o'clock about this move, and we did it on the field, and we did it in the game.
Did it work?
Yeah, and it worked. He has that in him, but he just gets the best out of people. Like he loves and respects the player so much that they want to love him and respect and play for him. Like, and that's how we tick. So going to Redcliffe, that was why I wanted to go back there. I needed change, but I needed him. And I felt like he was the only coach that was going to get me out of the hole that I was in. So I went up there, and Jesse Bromwich, Kenny, Foose are all starting to sign. Like, I think they just signed before me, so I knew they were going. But then, like, all these players are signing. I'm like, oh, this is going to be right. Sick. Like, we're going to be all right here. Like, this is going to be mad. We're like. Young Isaiah Katoa, I didn't really know him or anything like that, but I heard all these raps, we're picking them up, and I'm like, this is going to be sick. We get into training, start ripping in. All the boys are, mate, hands down, one of the best pre-seasons I've seen young guys train, like rip and tear, like fit, train hard, and Wayne hadn't even come in yet. So Wayne came in the week before Chrissy, which I was shocked because I was like, that doesn't happen. But he was just bouncing to be there. Like even Terry Reader, our CEO, goes, I've never seen him so excited to be back to football, because he had that year off, that he was asking them if they needed any like mentors or go to like clubs or schools and stuff where Wayne would go and do stuff like that, because he was so itching to get back to footy. So he gets back into training, and he's doing, he starts talking, and guys are just like, like in awe of him and stuff like that. And then like I just start taking the piss out of him, and stuff like that. And I was like,
I know you're doing. I know you're doing.
Yeah, it's good to be back, because I was like, I know what you're doing, like this sort of stuff. And he goes, I got 3 rules, don't be late, because if you don't be late, you're showing your teammates and your coach and stuff that you don't respect and you don't care. So if you're going to be late and you don't have a genuine reason, just don't come.
Is there a consequence for not coming? Obviously.
Oh yeah, there would be, like 100%. There would be, like, you might get fined, or actually no, that's not with Wayne. Wayne doesn't believe in fines, because like money and stuff like that, it's different. But you'll probably get towed up on like a extra session, or
it's just embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. And he makes you feel this little. You know what I mean? He makes you feel this little. What was the second one? The second one was, you no matter how tired you are, you always come to training, because you're not going to die. Yes, but no matter what, you always turn up. You give it you everything, and you just show that you want to be here, and you just turn up. And 3, you don't ever high five me, don't cuddle me, don't do, and don't kiss me or anything like that.
What's the thing with that?
He's just old school. And I remember after that, I walked up to him and I said, if you fucking think I'm not going to cuddle you every day, you got another thing coming. You know what I mean? Just taking the piss out of him. And that was my thing with Wayne. Like, we bounce off each other, we banter and stuff like that, because even in video sessions and stuff, like, he'll say shit to me and tear me to shreds, bro. I remember the first probably 6-7 games, I thought I was actually going half all right, but he was crucifying me. And to the point, I remember the very last one, I remember I rang my missus and I was like, I thought maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm just done, and like I need to retire. She goes, no, if he's doing that, it's because he sees something, and you need to pull your finger out. And you need to have a crack, and you need to do what he says. And I remember it was just like this switch from being a poor me attitude, like I'm just getting picked on, to, this is what I need to do. And I remember after that, I come back and I think I may have got I got man of the match the next week. Actually, I think it was against the Titans. Yeah, I come back against the Titans and I had a mad game. And Wayne come out in the presser and goes, he said that it's just a shame that that we can't play Titans every week. Yeah. And I texted him and I was like, you can't give me anything, can you? And he just laughed. He goes, well, you can't. He goes, you've been shit for 6 or 7 weeks. He goes, it's good to have you back, but now let's see it. And that was where the whole rest of the year started for me. It was like I needed a kick in the ass, but he knew that he could do that to me. Because guys would come up to me and be like, far out, bro. Like, he's hammering you. And I think that was where the poor me attitude come in, was because like all the boys
listen
were
to
like,
the boys,
listen to the boys like, oh, you know, like, sorry, like they're saying that. It's like, well, you know, don't be sorry, because if he didn't genuinely care, he wouldn't be kicking me in the ass.
And bro, even I listened to this thing about Sir Alex Ferguson a couple of weeks ago, and he same thing where one of his best players, they had a pretty good game at half time, and everyone else was playing shit. He was the best guy on the field, but Sir Alex Ferguson comes in and just absolutely sprays him. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are if you pass back? Blah blah. I don't know soccer terminology, and then after they went into his good game. He goes, only reason he done it because he knew he could handle it.
Yeah.
But by spraying you, who's a senior guy who's probably playing all right, just rising tide raises all ships, you know what I mean? So if you go harder and he's getting sprayed for playing well, everyone starts looking around like, fuck, am I doing enough here?
I remember we played St. George at KO actually, and I come on like 15 or 20 minutes into the first half, and like I'd played all right, but I'd done a couple of dumb things. Like I'd thrown an offload, it hit the ground, and then one of the boys dropped it, which I shouldn't have thrown it. I went to hit the half or something. I probably got him a little bit late. Yeah, it wasn't hard or anything. It was just a bit late, got a penalty. And, I just kind of a couple of dumb things, which I shouldn't have done. And I went in there at halftime, and I was already feeling a bit shit because I felt like I'd, stuffed up. And Wayne walks in and, like, settles everyone down, and he just starts going like this, just, like, pointing at me. And I'd never seen him get angry. And he's like, if you want to play on my team, and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, you back to the bench. Like, he dropped me back to the bench
at halftime.
Oh
yeah, that's a.
And bro, that was like, it broke me. I was like, fuck, like was I that bad? Or like I just had everything running through my head. Anyway, so I'm thinking I'm not getting back on. And then 10 minutes into the second half, I get back on, and he's like, oh, what, like you can hear, get Wild on, and Crusher, like Grant Cleal, our manager, Crusher, he's like, just get on and do the little things right, and don't worry about anything else.
Well, so someone who doesn't understand a lot of things for someone in your position, what are those?
Well, it's just would make all your tackles. Turn up on the inside. When I think for me, like, especially because I am an offloader and I like to play footy and stuff like that, when we're in game situations where we might be on the back foot, and there's a time of just knuckle down and tuck the ball under the wing and run hard, do that sort of stuff rather than looking for an offload that might put us on the back foot again. And kick pressures, like, the kick pressure these days is such a big thing because, like, Clearys and
Reynolds
and all that, they're putting them on a dime. So if you've got not putting pressure on them, they're doing that, you're kind of on the back foot straight away.
And they're not even like end over end dimes anymore. Like the floater torpium,
exactly.
Scary.
So they're just like, get on, do the little things right. And I remember I got on, I just did everything right, did everything I had to do. Didn't think I'd done that well, but Wayne come up and he goes, like, that's what I needed you to do. And I was just like, oh, and he goes, yeah, look, I probably, the boys needed a rocket at the same time, and I did use you as a bit of a scapegoat because I knew you could handle it. But he goes, but that's what I need you to do. And I was like, at the time, I was like, I didn't need that at the time. I was already like, I was already bloody, my ass was already hanging out because I thought I was like getting in trouble. But like, that was the game when I'd done the shit. Then he sprayed me the next week, and then I rang my missus for sympathy, and she sprayed me. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Someone give
me some love, man. Like, just give me a cuddle or something, But it was the turning point of, I think that was like round 7 or something. It was the turning point of me that I was like, well, if this is, maybe I am just, falling into some complacent, sloppy ways of footy, because we were kind of struggling at the Titans, you could get away with, things like that, I suppose, like in the sense of, like, because we were not winning all the time, like if you did it, you didn't really get worried. And because we didn't have the troops, because we had so many injuries, you could stuff up, I suppose, and not get dropped. But then...
Is it like, I've always wondered this, bro, because like I come up here now and, bro, it's so laid back. And like, I'm Sydney, I live in Bondi, I move quick, I go to work, everything moves really, really quick. And I get up here and after about a day and a half, man, I'm just like it's just so cruisy, bro.
It's the best.
It's the best, but is it bad for football?
I think it can be. It can be like you need to have a good head to come up here and like be switched on and stuff, because if you actually get the balance right, the Gold Coast is nowhere better. Like if you can get that balance right, so if you can train hard and fully focus on footy, but then still enjoy that cruisy life, lifestyle, coastal life, it's the best. And the Titans fans, man, they are so passionate and so supportive, and they're diehard, because no matter what we went through, wooden spoons, you know, copping it, all that sort of stuff, they are diehard, and I loved them. Like the fans, one of the things I miss of the club, it was like how diehard they are, and even still to the day, like I get fans from Titans messaging me, about how well I'm doing at the Dolphins and stuff like they do.
Oh, that's nice.
And they're awesome, man. They're so nice. But you have to have the balance right, because you can come up here and you can get lost in it.
Because some of the boys look nice rolling into round one, nice tans.
Yeah,
what are these boys been up to?
Yeah, 100%.
The burly path.
Because, bro, it's hot here, bro. It's hot, and like you literally, it's so easy to train, quickly duck down the beach, go for a swim.
And the hard part is, bro, like you go get down the Gold Coast Highway, the beach is there the whole time, 100%. Man. And you can just turn off,
bro. You could just turn off. Like every street has a pub, and have a skewy.
Yeah.
Or Burley Pab's 15 minutes away. You know what I mean? The surf club is right there.
2 for 1 night.
Yeah, let's have a palmy. You know what I mean? $15. Like it is. It's so like it's hard, but like if you get it right, man, like it's the best. Like Tino and that, like mate. He's got it right.
I think he's the right guy.
He's the perfect guy. He's the perfect guy. I think they made it the jump on him a bit early for captain.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think they made it a bit early. I think they need to let him settle in a little bit more and do it. Let him just enjoy footy for a minute and get settled, because like he's such a guy that like he takes everything personally, and he wants to carry the whole team on his shoulders and stuff like that, you know. And there was times there where I'm like, I literally had to like talk to him like, brother, like you don't need to take 2 carries in a set. Like we're here to do that, you know. Like we're all here to work together. But that was his thing, and I fucking love him for it. Like, and that's why he's going to be the best captain for that club.
And especially if he takes that 4th carry head up, you're in the kick chase, aren't you?
100%. But that's the thing. So because then he'd be so cooked from taking 2 hit ups, then he'd have to kick chase, then he'd have to kick pressure, then he'd have to do everything. 30 minutes in, the man's out on his feet, cooked, because he can't do everything. And plus, he's making 50 tackles.
Yeah, and like the thing with even the haircut, like say Sammy Thaiday, when I remember when Benny Modolini used to always shot him.
Yeah,
it always looked worse because the hair would flick. But then when Tino gets going and the mullet's raging, you can tell when he's tired. It's like having coloured boots on, bro.
100%. And like, cause he's still only like. He's still, what is he, 22, 23 now?
That's
bro, his body still hasn't even thickened out yet as a front rower. So he's running around at 6'4" or whatever he is, 110, 108 kilos. Like he's not that big. Oh, I think he's put on a bit more now. But doing what he does, bro, like week in, week out, and then going and playing Origin, coming back and playing like 80 minutes as well, like he's a phenomenal athlete. Like
you've been around for a long time and seen football and seen middle guys. And I'll give you an example for this. Like I watch Ezra Mann play. He's so exciting. But in my opinion, he plays the game probably like a little bit too tough. Yeah, especially in defense. Yeah, and he's a solid cunt. Don't get me wrong. But like over time, when you get big back rowers coming on and you keep trying to shot him, he's putting shots on Murata. Then like Nelson comes around the next week. Then Viliami comes around the next week. I was just wondering, like, does he need to like sort of taper off? You're looking at someone like Tino who's doing almost too much work now. The longevity of that over a long period of time. You look at someone like Tomalolo, who doesn't have, still a great player, don't get me wrong, but doesn't have that same effect, bro.
Yeah, I get what you mean. His body's cooking, bro. And that's the thing. I think he just needs to find the balance of, but like that's not even him though, because he won't stop. Yeah, it's the like the coaching staff and the way the coach plays him and stuff like that. Like that's what, because like you put him out there for 80 minutes and he'll sit out there for 80 minutes. But the thing with like, this is the thing with Wayne. So Wayne, like I can play big minutes and Jesse can play big minutes and stuff like that. But he's like, why would I do that? Because I'm not going to get the best out of you. I'd rather you play 40 and get the best 40 that I can get. And do everything right and make every tackle, then go and play 80 minutes and 2 or 3 things that you probably could have got if you weren't as tired and you're a bit more fresh. That actually cost the team or cost the thing, like the game or something like that because you were too tired. He would rather do that than play for longer minutes and stuff like that, and actually use the bench. Like I think our bench last year was hands down probably one of the best benches in the comp. Yeah, and that like Herman Esiesi, who else do we have on there? I'm trying to think. Milf when Milf come back and he was fit and that he was like killing it. The thing is like and then myself. Oh, there's one more. Oh, then big Joshy Kerr when Joshy Kerr was there. Like, mate, we just were big. We're fit. We knew that our balance was perfect. So our starters just had to get a good start, and then we could come on and keep it either going, or if we had to bring it back, we could do whatever we needed to do, and that's what you need to find with guys like Tino. So like if you got Tino, doing his thing every week. Like find someone that can then complement him to be able to bring him off at that 20, 30-minute mark, give him that break that's not going to, undo what he's done and then bring him back on.
I love variations in full packs. I think a lot of the times when full packs are too similar, you can get into like a tackling rhythm with because they're all the same size, they all sort of run the same cookie cutter shape. If you were to complement Tino, would you want someone, and it's hard to replicate genetics, but would you want someone similar to him or someone completely different?
I don't know. I think someone similar but then different at the same time. Like, like if you because Tino is he's got an offload, but he's not a genuine like kind of ball player or something like that. So I think if you kind of had someone that came on that did the hard yards like him, defended like him, that maybe had a bit more ball play in him. I think Aaron Clark did fantastic when he came on, like a Clarkie. Like he's not that big, but man, Clarkie's tough, bro.
And like you said, you get tough. That point of difference. You go someone tackling 6'4" to 5, 8, 9 max, like Chiefs kind of build with leg speed.
Yeah, and just aggressive in that too. Like I reckon you need to compliment him, bro. Like, and that was, but like. Going back to that, Tino has found the balance, already. Like he works hard, he trains hard, he finds his family, lives on the coast, does what he needs to do.
He doesn't live on the coast. He doesn't live by the beach, though. He
lives near me at Arundel, bro. We're like suburbs, bro. Like, that's the problem. I think when you live here on the coast for so long, you're more genuine, likely to not go to the beach than you are like when you just come here for holidays. Like I could probably count on my hands the amount of times I went to the beach this year, like 5 or 6 times, and I live 15 minutes away from it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and that obviously because I travel to Brizzy all the time to go to Reddy, but you just need to find the balance if you're going to live on the coast because it can chew you up and spit you out. That's for sure.
I got Jaden Campbell coming on after you. Brimo, I've interviewed Brimo.
Yeah.
Who, if you're playing for the Titans, who would you want in the one? I think you need to find somewhere where they both can fit on.
You got to find. See, I don't know. I look at it now that JC is more experienced than. I used to always think Brimo 1, JC 6. That was my thing. Like that was what they needed to try, but like we didn't. We're just fine. I'm not paid to do that. But now. I reckon JC at 1 and Brimo at 14, bro, and just could play anywhere and just let him do his thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro, because he's like, they're two so different players. But like the way JC gets around the park, he just glides and he's just there, and like he can throw a 8-meter tunnel ball and it not be a thing. Where Brimo's passing game, it's more a short game than it is a long game.
It loves on the toes.
Yeah. And then I think JC's he's more kicking than Brimo. So if you brought like Brimo on as like 14, where he could go to hooker, he could go to fullback, he could go anywhere in the outside backs if you needed him, like that would be more a position for Brimo, I reckon.
I remember there used to be a saying that people are a victim of their own versatility.
Yeah.
I think that's almost the best thing you can be right now, isn't it? I think that 14, they're worth $500,000 at the moment. Because someone like Dylan Walker.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, like they can play halfback, they can run, they can, well, not halfback, but they can ball play, they can like run, fast, they can get around the park and direct, they can do whatever. Kind of like myself, So, if you're saying $500,000, I probably work.
You play 9 at the Wilds
I
game,
did, I did. I started. I started at 9, I did it. I actually did it against the Wires the last round against the Titans because we were that struggling for nines. And I started there, and I remember I was mucking around with Wayne when Jezza got injured. I was like, "That's all right. Like I'm 2-0. Like I'm 2-0 at 9, bro. Like just put me there, mucking around." And then we lost all our hookers, and I was like, "That's all good. Like I'll come play." Like I'm mucking around with Wayne, and Wayne goes, "Yeah, I'm going to start you there." And I just laughed. I was like. He goes, "No, seriously, I'm going to start you." I was like, "Wait, what?" I was just like shitting my pants. I was like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, "Oh, sweet." I was like, all I've got in me though, I've got a good pass, but like there's no scooting or running because I'm slow as. I can't run or anything like that. Like I'm not creating nothing. Like just get off me on front on a good flat ball. That's it.
Bro, I was talking, interviewed Uppy a couple of weeks ago, Carousel, and it was just interesting hearing him break down the art of playing hooker. And like say they go like from like left post to far post, like he starts his deception on his way there. So like he'll get the core early, and then he just starts looking at other directions. And it was like the hearing him break it down in that so much detail. Fuck, was interesting.
Yeah, in my opinion, 9 is almost, if not more important than like your 7 and 6 these days. Like. You look at the difference, like, young Harrison Graham did great for us in the 9s that we had. But you look at the difference our team was with JMK than we were without him. It's huge, like huge difference. So if you have a good 9 that can set everything up before he's even there, like, bro, like your team is flying, and like that's why Uppy's so good because he's doing that before he gets there. So like 9 is a crucial part to a football team these days.
Oh, it's crazy how important they are. Right? Bro, you got some pretty cool guys coming. I reckon Redcliffe was like that one where it's like you jump off the cliff first. Yeah. See what the water's like. Yeah. Just you guys had early success. Now you've got some guys coming over, bro. That are one going to give you some attacking flair out wide. Strengthen up the pack as well.
Yeah, mate. Flegler's going to be fantastic for him. I think he was probably, if not the best forward in the grand final. Like Flegler, I thought he was fantastic.
Pain's pain.
But you kind of know what you're going to get from Payne. Do you know what I mean? Like he's going to do the yards, but like Fleg brings such he brought those offloads, bro. And like the aggression and like and I'm not even because he's coming to Redcliffe like favouring him either. Like I truly genuine in the Bronx pack. I'll give maybe Payne and then Flegs and then Paddy and that were they were just fantastic. But so Flegs is going to be awesome for us. I think he's going to bring that extra aggression, that youth in our forward pack because
I think the big word there, the youth part, isn't it? Like leg speed. Like obviously you got some guys there, Jess yourself, but just that little bit of point of difference as well.
Leg speed, I think for sure. The youth in that he'll bring in there. I think one of the best signings we have was is Farnworth. Man, I'm excited to see what he can do and bring him into the club, like because we've got some great outside backs and stuff like that. But I think having him come into our centers because we had great like starting centers, but as soon as like the boys got injured, like we would kind of try. Well, we had Cody play there, and then we had Hammer play there. Then we were kind of trying to mix and match like. Guys that weren't genuine centers, where he's just a genuine center. And then you got Averillo.
He's kind of got like I like when centers like he could play wing at a click, but like he's got like that's his position.
Yeah, that's his position exactly. And I think he's going to bring some like real attack and speed out wide. And then you add Averillo too from the Dogs with that speed and that too, man.
He's a good. Have you met him?
No, I've got him in. I haven't met him generally apart from he's in. We do that NFL fantasy.
Oh yeah.
And he's in that with us.
Yeah.
So one of the boys added him in there. So
I interviewed him earlier this year, bro. He's impressive. Yeah. Like good kid, really down to earth. Yeah. Like obviously can ball.
Yeah.
Bro, he's nice. So does he plug in the other center and Hammer go back?
I don't know, like what Wayne will do there because he kind of plays fullback centre wing. At Dogs,
he said he loves playing fullback.
Does he?
But I think when he was saying that when Wayne said that he's going to be centre, but he's getting Herbie and stuff as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know what he'll do there, but like just to be able to add to the depth of what we've already got with that speed and stuff like that, because there was times there where I think like once we kind of lost it, we didn't have that extra speed and stuff when we needed it at times. I think it's going to be now we've got some speed.
You got some speed. Holy shit!
Yeah, and then you get Hammer back at one in his genuine spot.
Yeah,
it's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it.
That round one game, obviously, I whacked a bit of chunk of cash on that one. I was excited. Bondi, fuck, I looked at our team. Cheese just walks up. Yeah. Like, fuck, we're on here. What was that game like, bro?
Bro, it was unreal, hey? Like, it was, like, the expectation was blown out of the water, I reckon. Like, Sunday afternoon, we're playing for the Artie Beats and Medal. Like, they had done well, doing what they'd done, promoting, and having, 52,000 fans there. Like, it was mad. Like, perfect. It was 3 o'clock in the Arvo. It couldn't have had a better day for rugby league, eh? Like, dry, fast track. It was mad. And like we run out, and it was exactly what we thought. It was just like a back and forward grind for 20 minutes. I remember looking at Jesse, and Jesse looked at me, bro, and we just had glass eyes, and we just looked through each other. Hey? We were so cooked, bro, like so tired. And I just looked in and I was like, far out, man. And then when JMK went straight through, set that try up, I remember we looked at each other and we're like, thank God. Like, it just had that. The problem was it happened all year. Every game that we played was a semi-final because everyone wanted to play us, especially when you hadn't played us for the first time.
Yeah.
It was a big game for everyone. And I remember Jesse said to me, like, I've played like 15 years, but like every week he was tired in the first 20 minutes because every game was so big and like had so much emotion and it was fast.
And you had a good run early too, bro. So there's a lot of excitement around you.
Yeah, it did, bro. So just that first game was unreal, man. And to get the win at Suncorp too. I remember seeing like Bob Jones and Murphy and all that, like, what it meant to the guys that started the club back in the day, like they had tears in their eyes, like, and I'm talking not like last year, like I'm talking, I think it was starting in 70.
Yeah,
like it meant the absolute world to them, and that was who we were doing it for. Like the week before we got when we got our jersey presentation, they brought like the 13 in from like. There was like 3 guys that actually played in the first ever Redcliffe side.
Yep.
And they come in and what it meant to them and like they spoke and just how much like they'd wanted that to happen and they never thought that they would get to like the Redcliffe Dolphins being in the NRL. So to see them after the game with like tears in their eyes and how much it meant to them and to get the win, it meant everything to the players.
Piss me off. That's what
Oh no, bro! And because we had a mad little run too, like we went 5 in a row.
Yeah, because you guys
sick.
you kind of like ended up being like the start of the year. You kind of was like everyone's second team.
Yeah,
and after a couple of wins, fuck these cunts, man.
Yeah.
I like everyone else now.
Even now that I still talk to, so like obviously. We're not going to be everyone's first team because, like everyone has their team that we've been in for, but because we were that new team, we were their second.
Yeah,
it didn't matter like who you were, who you supported. We were always your second team, and we love that,
bro. I just want to get your perspective on rugby league and probably from a broader general. How exciting is like rugby league now in terms of like obviously there's commercial success of all our crowds are starting to go up. Can you feel that within the playing group?
Oh, absolutely. Like running out to games now, and I think there would be like some games where you'd be like, it's going to be hard because like it'd be like a Sunday afternoon and people wouldn't be really that interested. Or no, it's not that they're that interested. They've got stuff on, or early Saturday or Sunday night, there was all stuff on. But bro, this year, every game, every day, like every like no matter what the time was, there was just big crowds, and there was just so much love from the fans and the attention. And
it felt bigger this year, eh?
100%. And I think we like the crowd attendances to the average games were bigger. So good, and I don't know if like the game is getting a lot faster and a lot more exciting and. Like the young talent coming through, how fast and like the tries and stuff. Like some of the tries these days are freaky, bro. Yeah, like and I think people are loving that. They're excited and they're just enjoying it. And you as a player, when you're there and the crowds are huge, like you feel that on the field, 100%. Because I remember, especially in COVID, when we were playing in the stadiums with not anyone.
The glorified opposed sessions.
Oh,
yeah.
bro, it was something else, I can tell you. But like it was still cool that we got to do it because then people had something to watch on TV and things like that. Like, so we still got to do what we loved, but there's nothing better than having 40, 50,000 people there screaming down your neck.
Would you have a shorter season?
would I have a shorter season?
Yeah. If it didn't impact commercial success, contracts, do you think like a 20-round season would be something that works a lot better?
I'm not sure. I've never actually thought about it. I don't know, maybe even if like you kept it the same and you just kind of spread it out a little bit more where there was a bit more like rest in between. Because like, bro, by the time you get to the back end of the seasons, your body's so cooked. You're playing with all the injuries. Like whether you you have like you up the interchange again to where like you can have more interchanges or something. I don't know, but I don't think shorten the season. But
did you hear Benny Teo's take on interchanges?
Nah, what did you say?
One of the greats, Benny. He reckons extend the bench out to say like 6, but you get 1 interchange. So once you're off, you're off.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And the way he explained it was, say like,
so we'll have 8 interchanges.
Say maybe 6. 8's a lot. Maybe 6.
Well, because we only have 6 now.
No, you have 4. 4 on the interchange bench.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant actual cards. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. So have 8 people on the interchange.
No, have 6 people on the interchange. 6 people. But once you're off, you're off.
Oh, okay. That's is that what rugby union does?
That's what rugby union does. But his theory was, so he goes, say you're Nathan Cleary and you're going up against a back rower. He's ripping your shoulder off for 20-25 or like a forward. And then he goes off, fucks off for 40 minutes, has a break on the bench and then comes back on. And someone else, Spencer Lenny, comes on and he's running over the top of you. And Nathan Cleary's making all this.
Because that's what union does. Hey, once you go off, you don't come back on. Hey? Yeah, I don't know. Like it would suck because the game's already weaned out the big boy. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can't play big minutes and you can't get around the field, like, you're done. The days of, the big Shannon Boyds and...
do you know who I saw down here at the Miami last week? Tommy Leroy Lars and...
did you?
Yeah. It's funny. I was
like those big boys, like, the game is, unfortunately, it's weaning you out. And, like even myself and, like, Big Nelson, bro, like, the way that he can get around the field and... still play big minutes and things like that is why it makes him so valuable to a team, because if you can't do that, like you can't play footy anymore because the game's too fast. Guys are too little, too zippy. Even the forwards now, like I've got footwork like Spencer Lynn and that, like they're stepping around like they're outside backs.
That prototype of a prop, and you look at some of the best ones now. Besides Payne, who's a freak, it's everyone's getting a little bit shorter and like sort of stronger through the base, like your Addins, your Fisher Harrises. But when you turn them side on, they're like that.
Yeah, they're thick. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So if you can't do that, like the game's weaning you out. So like I think if you were to go to something like that, like you would end up finding that the game would probably it'd get a whole lot faster than that, but it'd probably slow it down in a sense too, because once you're on, like you're probably going to try and drag it out so you can stay on. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. So your starting prop is going to have to knock up 50, 55 straight. You know what I mean? And someone comes on. I just thought it was an interesting take.
That is an interesting take, actually. That's a cool way. I suppose Benny's got that cool insight because he's played both.
Yep.
Like union, and he's played league and stuff like that. But yeah, I to be honest, I don't want them to change the game any more than what they have, bro. Like every year, like from what I remember our game was like to what it is now, like it's not the game that we all started and loved, and like it's a mix between touch and
I reckon it's better. Because let's say JC's coming in, for example, maybe like 6-7 years ago, that style of fullback who's a little bit smaller when his defense orientated, everything's around kick chase, and you get in your head wrest will fuck it off. It's a lot harder for someone to be that type of build.
Yeah, if you can adapt to the game and stuff, like it's good. Like I like it and stuff. But I just don't want it to change anymore. You know what I mean? What is like the 6 again rule and that
2040,
like, bro. Yeah, the 24 like the 2040s and stuff. Like I just don't want it to change any more than what it is, because like our game's already changed so much, and our game is it's the best in the world doing what we do. Like not many people can do it and do it week in, week out, and still be as high level and high quality as we is. So like, just don't change it, please.
Obviously all those RPA scenarios are going on. Were you involved in that, or were you just kind of like sort of a soundboard for the younger boys and relaying information? And it's always that sort of power struggle at the top, and there's always going to be when money starts to come involved. How was all that sort of scenario?
Yeah, I think like the RPA handled it really well with the actual players itself. Like they they kept them very involved and let them know, and all our players, like, they had such a say, and because our delegates were like Kafusi and Ewan Aiken, I think there's one more there, and they, every time something had come in, we'd have the conversation and we'd talk and stuff, and we'd advise the young boys of what we were doing, and we did, Tommy Simons and that would come in, and Clint Newton would come in, and we'd have a vote, because everything that they did and they went up again and stood for was because that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
They come in and said, this is what we want to do. Like, this is what, like, we want to do for you guys. Do you like it? Like, let's vote. And it had to be an unanimous vote from every player.
Oh, it had to be unanimous.
Yeah,
like everyone.
Unanimous. Oh, like, if someone said, I don't want to do it, they'd have their, like, their opinion of it, like, and say what they thought. And then, Clinton, the team at the RPA, would be like, well, it's because of this, this, and this. And then it's more just the young guys didn't understand what we're fighting for. And the rights of what we deserve and things like that. Because it's never the money. Because, like, that was done ages ago. But, like, our women's games come so far. When insurances are trying to be taken off the table, mate, we have played the toughest game in the world. And they're trying to, do that sort of thing. Like, it's like players just aren't going to stand for that.
I think Nudo was the right guy to be there. I played with Nudo at Penrith, and he's a good friend of mine.
100%.
The worst person to get in the argument with.
100%. 100%.
Mate,
I hated the way the newspapers, like, wrote him off. Like, like, he's doing it all for, like, him and shit like that. Like, he was one of us, and he still is one of us. He played and he put his body through the ringer for the game that he's fighting for us, and he loves and supports the player so much. And I hated the way he got crucified for so much, but the man stood there and copped it because he knew that he was fighting for us and he was fighting for the right thing.
Did you see him put Gordy on the ground?
Yeah, I seen bro, I actually watched that on Instagram. They played that back, and when he was like, Gordy, do you remember what you were fighting for? And he's like, no. He goes, the same thing. Yeah, like, bro, that was actually, like, that was fun. What people don't actually realise is Nito is a very clever and smart man.
Very, very.
But he's also a footy footy player, and he's quick-witted, and he's got that banter, bro. And he's like, you don't remember what you're fighting for? He's like, yeah. He goes, well, what is it? He goes, I don't remember. You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't have worked any better for him. But he was the perfect person. I think the whole RLPA crew that we have there at the moment are the perfect people, with Nito like leading it to support us and get to where we want to as a playing group.
When I was playing with Nudo, like, here's my back rower. I had Sikas and Sika Manu, but then Nudo would jump off the bench, and we used to run like block shape. We had Matty Moreland at the back, but he always wanted to run that like spike line. In the centre jam, and he bounces out, but he was just too slow to do it, bro. So he kept calling it, like, spike, and I'm like, and I was trying to zing it to him. He's like, no, put a bit more heat on the pass, and wouldn't work, never worked.
Because it's your fault. You didn't pass it fast enough.
And then he goes,
hey, I do it all the time.
Yeah, he goes, oh, sorry, mate. Used to run out with Joey and Cooper and that. Just shit like that, bro.
He was a tough lad. Like, he was tough in his nails and stuff. And I'm glad that he fell into like the position that he did and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure I played a few games against him. Did I ever play against you?
I'm not too sure.
What year did you retire?
16.
Oh no, I would have had to have. Because I started in 2012. I would have had to have played against you. I'm sure you remember me.
Bro, what do you like? Obviously, you're sitting there on the podcast now. Like, media's changed a lot. Like, say back in the day, I would have had to go through your media manager. Hey, can we get? And I think guys are a lot more open and free. And you see, I talk to a lot of guys in rugby union, and I'm friends with All Blacks, and they look at rugby league and go, "Fuck, you guys are so lucky because you guys get to be yourselves. And you can't go too far and talk about washing baskets and shit like that." But like, how much has the game changed? Because you come from the Bronx, and Bronx are like, we're in-house, old school. We do it this way. What's it like seeing this change over time?
No, I love the way everything's adapted and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. There's still things like what happens in house stays in house. But like, go and have fun with it too. Like, I think that's why I like doing the media stuff, and I'd enjoy having fun with it and things like that. And I think that's what younger players have got to get, like, because the media are going to write an article or write something about you no matter what. So if you speak to them and give them your opinion and kind of have a say in the article that they're going to write, it's like you can almost half like manipulate the story as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, because like if you don't do it, they're just going to write something that could be not true, or it could be partial truth or whatever. So if you actually speak to them and give them what you want, then they'll write it about what you want to put out there. So that's always been my take on, and that's what I learned at the Bronx back in the day was, like talk to them, become friends with them, have that kind of stuff. And, and like podcasts and stuff like that, like you still got to be smart with what you say because like, I seen what happened with last time you spoke with Cheese. I remember I was driving in and was like, don't be like that today. Like you got to be so careful of what you say and what you do. But you got to have fun with it and stuff. And like everyone like has this like Wayne, the protective species. You don't say anything. Like I take the piss out of Wayne all the time. Like I think, but like smart about it. But I also say the exact same thing to his face, like mucking around.
Yeah, nothing you wouldn't say to his face.
No way. Like you don't say it to his face and things like that. And you just give little insights because like the fans want to hear the insights of our day-to-day life or what we do at training and stuff like that, and they want to hear about that sort of stuff. So like, have fun with it, and I love how much the social media is like especially Dolphins like Instagram, like shout out to Molly, bro. She's a weapon, but just how much like the social media makes it like it's such a big
makes it
thing,
fun, bro.
It makes it fun, 100%.
And like that's a big part where like we look at crowd attendance because like a lot of the fans actually know who the players are now. Yeah. It's like you want to go watch those sort of games, you know what I mean, and go see it live in person. I think that's important.
Yeah, and
I think we do it best, bro.
And everyone's seeing like the clashes that we're going up again, or the meaning behind and stuff. Like was when we didn't really have it. Like if you didn't watch the news or read the newspaper, people didn't know. So like I think the social media and the media stuff now is so important for our game to grow that you just be smart with it, and it's going to make our game bigger and better.
Fucking
the more we go on.
Can we bring another team in? Obviously, you've been a part of a team that's just come in. Yeah. Can another one come in? And if so, where from?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think we can bring another one in. I reckon I reckon we could go one more in Queensland. I reckon one more.
Like Brizzy or...
Yeah, I don't think Brizzy, like...
Ipswich.
Yeah, I don't... Like, even that, I think it's very, like, close. That means, like... I know, like, Sydney, where there's so many, like, teams that are real close, but...
Hey, Rabbitohs.
You kick a footy from the Rabbits Park and you just put it in Barrett, you know what I mean? Like...
1-7 tackles, so you're in another club.
Yeah, exactly. Like... I don't know if you could put it, like, that close together, because at the end of the day, we are still... we're still very kind of... close and boxed in and stuff.
But what about like AFL? Like you go Melbourne, it's like Richmond, Collingwood, like they're so close, bro.
Yeah, true.
But they got a street.
We've got the talent, like we've got the people and to be able to do it. I don't think like there's all the talk about maybe Perth. I think Perth would be hard. When we went there this year and we played the game, mate, the attendance and the crowd was unreal, and it was actually like a sick like couple of days that we did, and they did so well with that. And I think I think Perth would enjoy a team in that there, but I think that would be a harder like kind of bond, like the way like how easy our transition was at Dolphins because it was so close to Brizzy and that. Yeah, it would be a hard transition, but I think if it was done right, you could. Where else have they spoken about? Adelaide, I think they've spoken about. I'm not sure. But, I definitely think...
Another Melbourne team.
Yeah, Melbourne, I reckon maybe. Melbourne's good. Like, and the only thing is it's hard because AFL is so... Like, AFL, bro, it's so good. It just is love, like, down there. Like, you either know... you either love AFL down there or you know of Melbourne Storm. Like, or you follow Melbourne Storm. That'd be the only hard thing with being like Melbourne.
I went to me and Simmy were down there. We went to like a Collingwood game. Yeah, it was 90,000. It was like around 20,
and that's like a minimum kind of crowd attendance.
Their average crowd attendance for the year was like 72,000, and around the whole world, they're only second to Borussia Dortmund in soccer and football.
That's gnarly,
That's crazy, bro.
And I've heard that because I've never watched an AFL game, like a full game.
Don't get around the Suns.
Nah. Are they still around? No, I've never been around. I've never watched a full AFL game. Like I've watched bits and pieces and stuff like that, and I've gotten a bit more into it probably. Yeah, the last year, I've actually enjoyed it. They reckon live's the one, is the way to go. Like NRL, you can watch it on TV, and because our game is right there, you can watch it. AFL off the ball, they reckon is gun.
I love that because you sit up high and you sort of see everyone sort of move around, which is really, really cool. Yeah. But that's a big reason why we transfer to social media really well. Because if you look at a screen, it's vertical, and so we start 10 meters back, we meet there. That's where the screen is. You know what I mean? There's a lot more highlights. Exactly. Where union, scrum, line out, all the vibey players out on the wing somewhere. It gets just a little bit harder to transfer over. Yeah,
no, I think I wanted to go to a Lions game this year. I just never got to go there.
Should have. They had a run this year.
They had a gun this year. But I backed them too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I backed them. I thought they were going to win.
Yeah, I jumped on the Collingwood bandwagon after being at that one. Oh, yeah. Because the guy who interviewed us, he was one of his best mates, Tagoe. He's basically like the Cam Munster of Collingwood. Oh, yeah. Gets in a little bit of trouble back in the day, but when big moments come, he seems to be there. Yeah. That's how he explained it to me. I was like, fuck, that's my guy. I guess Dusty Martin's like that too. Dusty, I was like, that's my guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a leaguey.
Yeah. I wanted to get around it because Dan Rich from Brizzy, he was coming, did a lot of the kicking stuff of Shawnee O'Sullivan and the boys too, and I met him a few times and that, when I was at Bronx and that, he's a wicked fella, and you see bloody Brumo and all that were getting around doing the Charlie Cameron and stuff like that. I want to get around it. I just don't understand it at all.
Oh, you don't need to.
I'm getting better. I'm enjoying it. So,
all right, bro. You're 32, 33 now, coming towards the end. What do you want to be known for, and what do you want to do after football?
Yeah, well, I still got next year, and I reckon I want to go two more after that, and I reckon I'll be 35, and I'll be.
No one plays better than the guy coming off contract.
No, exactly.
First step pre-season. Yeah, what's this cunt doing on the rollers?
If you're watching this, Wayne and Wolfie, I'm coming off, bro.
Yeah.
But no, I'm still not really sure what I want to do. I love doing the media. I love talking on radio and all that sort of stuff, and I enjoyed that. But I'm still not sure yet. And I think when it starts to come to the time of me actually finishing, I'll probably know what I want to do. Because I have so many opportunities and that I know I could go down, but it's hard to be that's exactly what I do when I'm but I'm about to try and resign. It's one of those things, and I'm just not sure yet. I also, to be honest, and I've sat down with my missus and said, what am I going to do, if I was to ride? And she's because she owns her own company and she could support us and stuff like that, which is sweet. So I actually want to be able to kick back and for 6 months, 12 months, and spend time with my family, man, and be able to take my kids to school every day and pick them up every day, and do all the things that for the last 15 years I've missed out on, and birthdays and Father's Days and all that sort of stuff. Be able to actually be there, and not kind of rushing in and out because I've got to go to training or miss it because I'm in Sydney playing footy, and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that I get myself to a position where I can kick back for 12 months and just be completely engulfed in family and have time with them.
Love that.
Yeah, that'll be the best, I reckon.
All right, my friend, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, brother.
Go the Dolphins.
Hey, I'll do a show about the Peppers.
You
probably don't know where it is, do you?
Been there plenty lately. All right, bro. Thank you.